Good afternoon and welcome to the Gritty Tales writing vlog. I'm your host, Tyler M Mathis. Here at Gritty Tales, we discuss all aspects of fiction writing, but with an emphasis on genre fiction. And then the inaugural video, I just wanted to take some time and explain the mission statement, why I'm doing this, and a little bit about who I am. If you go into any online writing group, let's say in Facebook, wherever, there are tons of them, and they're filled with basically wannabe writers who are screaming for advice. They want to write a book, but they're not sure how to get started. They've written a book and they don't know how to get it published, etc., etc. And there are probably just as many people who are, clamoring to help them. A lot of them are scammers, etc. Bottom line is, even people who have been in writing for a few years and gotten some things done aren't necessarily the most well-rounded individuals to be giving out writing advice. I don't expect anyone to just take, my word at face value. I'm just an author who's been around for a long, long time. Just talking about writing because it's what I love to do. It's what I do every day for a living. So I'm just pretty much going to be on here, try to put out a video every week or so, and just kind of ramble about fiction writing because it's a bottomless well of topics. You can never run out. I mean, just everything from construction, stories, pacing, characters, building characters that aren't made out of plywood, taking age-old plots and making them fresh, publishing, self-publishing. How do I do this? People just don't know. It took a long time for me to figure out a lot of things. I learned mostly on my own. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing here. This blog is largely a resource for writers, but voracious readers can benefit from it as well. There are a lot of people in this world still, believe it or not, who read a ton of books. Yet a lot of them don't really have any idea of what goes into writing them and the process of getting them published, either through traditional publishing or self-publishing. They don't know the steps and just all of the work involved. So if you're a voracious reader, you may find this interesting as well. Now, who am I to be dispensing this writing advice? How do I rate to do that? So let's have a little bit about me. I've been writing seriously for about 22 years now. I kind of started out of the blue. Basically, I read a lot of books when I was in the military for 4 years. There wasn't much to do, and there were no phones back then, no electronic bullshit to keep everyone occupied like there is now. So I read a lot of books, and some of them were incredible, and I thought that I could do that as well, that I could write stories, that were like that, stories that appealed to me. And the motivation for it was not only that, but just the amount of horrible fiction that was out there, back then, long before self-publishing became a thing, even though vanity presses were around. I thought upon reading those books, it was like, man, this book sucks. I could totally do this better. So that's kind of what got me into it. I started my first novel in 1999. It took me about 18 months to write. It was a fantasy epic, a total stinker that I wound up publishing, Vanity POD. It's no longer in print. It was called Nobility. I still have a few copies lying around. I actually think you can buy copies of it on Barnes and Noble and Amazon, still old paperback copies of it. But I learned a valuable lesson from that. You don't learn how to write by writing an epic. That is a very important topic that we shall discuss in a video down the road. Because I see all the time authors making that mistake. It's like, oh, I'm writing my, 5-part sci-fi, epic or fantasy epic or this and that. And, it's 400,000 words, but they don't have any publishing credentials yet. So the chances of any of that taking off are just slim and none. But again, that's a topic for another video, and I am going to get to that. So basically after that, I set my sights on getting publishing credits through short fiction, which is how authors should start their careers, because those credits are not quite as hard to get. You have a lot better chance, if you're a talented writer, of getting a short story published in a legit publication. You're probably not going to be paid for it, or paid only a token payment, but it's a publishing credit. And I have several publishing credits in short fiction, which I then parlayed after I lost my day job a few years back. I worked for a company and they closed down our location. So I was out of a job, I needed something to do, and I just decided to go into freelance writing. I created an Upwork profile. My publishing credits were enough to prove that I am legit. And since then, I've been ghostwriting. I've ghostwritten, I believe now, 6 or 7 novels. Served as developmental editor on several. Yeah, it's been pretty steady work, and writing is my primary source of income. So unlike, other writing vloggers you might see, who are trying to scrape a living out of their own stuff, which I have, self-published works available as well. All of that is linked in the About section and at the bottom of each video. I'm not going to plug them today here. Like I said, this is just an introduction. I have to prove myself to you before, I start asking you to, buy my product like that. Like that desperate guy years ago on the Video Professor commercials, where at the end he's like, try my product. No, I'm not gonna do that today. In other videos, perhaps I'll beg you to buy my books. But I have something to prove first. I don't accept something for nothing. A lot of people think that that's how writing works. But basically the wannabes who think that they're going to get rich overnight. Again, just another topic. There's so many. So that's gonna wrap it up for this vid. As I said, just wanted to keep it short, tell you who I am, what I do, my qualifications, and hopefully you'll like and subscribe, because I'm going to be putting out new content rather frequently. And if you are a writer, now a topic that interests you is bound to pop up, because these things, these problems don't go anywhere. These are issues that we've been facing, since the beginning, pretty much. So, stick around, like and subscribe, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Good day.